Alright. Good. Nothing wrong with the camera. Okay, Song of Horror. Again, I know absolutely nothing about this. Difficulty. Edgar Allan Poe, the original, is a basic difficulty for Song of Horror, which has been designed and balanced based on this level. The game is exactly as it was envisioned. M.R. James is the simplest difficulty that keeps permadeath. In this mode, you experience fewer dangers than in Edgar Allan Poe. In addition, those that you face will be easier to overcome. ETA Hoffman is equivalent to the difficulty of M.R. James with one caveat. When you lose a character, you can load the last checkpoint. Permadeath is integral to the integral part of Song of Horror experience. Before choosing, it is recommended that you've already tried Edgar Allan Poe or M.R. James. Finish the game on this difficulty will not unlock H.P. Lovecraft. Subtitles, font size, can we make it a bit larger? Thank you. Window size. VSync. Back. If you change the language, you must restart from these settings. Okay. Alright, so apparently there's permadeath. So if we lose a character, they're just dead. That's good to know. And apparently that's a part of the game. For my little Ariadne? Ariadne? I don't know. Alright, let's get into it. Ah, very Pandora's box, got it. Ah, very Lovecraft Pandora's box. Reminds me of Until Dawn. Yeah, maybe that's the idea. Oh my. Recommend using headphones and a controller. Okay, well, have one of those. Alright, controller it is. Okay. Daniel's apartment. Yeah, me too, buddy.
Home sweet home.
Headphones backwards. Okie dokie. That is it. Okay. Okay. Okay, when you enter a room, you enter a room. Got it. It doesn't just leave the door open. It's not yet. Okay. Hope it doesn't call. It's Friday. Sophie, it's taking me years to put those pictures out again. Okay, maybe he's lost his wife. Packed with random stuff. It's definitely too small. Sebastian P. Husher, the historical fiction author. He sold 4 million copies of his last novel. Toilet stinks, as usual. Okay, can't go that way, so I'm guessing go through these doors. Light on. Pizza. Not gross pizza had, but hit the spot. Sell the old thing once and for all. Close the curtains again, I'll end up killing this poor plant. We can clean, just like it should be. Leftover coffee, not my drug of choice on Friday evening. Not really hungry, plus I didn't get any groceries this week. Yeah, that'll do it. When I took out the trash. Guess sit down and watch some TV. Videotape collection, I've got a few westerns and cop movies. This up here. Plan to spend my Sunday on this couch listening to jazz. Can't wait to see the next X-Files episode. Can we run? Okay, it looks like we can run. Don't have any other... Okay, that's documents. Need to go eat some real pizza with Federico one of these days. Okay. That looks like Ethan Mars from Heavy Rain. Yeah, he's got a bit of a weird stance though. He's like thick Ethan Mars. Sorry, I just got home. I don't feel like going anywhere.
Oh, crikey, seriously?
Hello?
Hello?
Daniel, it's me, Etienne. Hey, we've got a bit of a major emergency going on here.
Oh, you're joking. Friday evening, and there's an emergency?
This is serious business. Sebastian Husher is nowhere to be found, and his manuscript should have been at the office by Tuesday. He won't answer his calls, and he hasn't shown up at his office at the university. He's vanished into thin air.
Don't screw with me, Etienne. Call him on Monday, or send a courier for him. I just got in the door less than 5 minutes ago.
I'd go myself, but I've got to attend Albert's performance in half an hour. Plus, Husher's house is closer to your place than it is to mine. Come on, man. The sooner you go, the sooner you'll get back home.
You're going to owe me a big fat favor.
Whatever you want. Write this down. 4 Abbott Thomas Road, in the old housing developments along Highway EB-15.
EB-15? Good God, that's out in the sticks. I plan to take a few days off after this.
Well, we'll talk about that once you find him. Oh, and if he gives you the manuscript, don't show it to anyone. And don't go selling it off to the highest bidder.
I'll see what I can do. We'll ring you up when I get back.
Thanks, Dan. You're saving my skin.
Again. Another Friday evening and I'm working as an errand boy. I suppose they're too important over at Wake Publishers to come looking for jolly old Husher themselves. Shit. Even I should be too important for that. Though I mustn't overstretch my complaints. Rising from my lot as a drunkard and financial ruin to that of an errand boy is actually quite an improvement. If only things had gone a bit better for the company. Or I'd got on the wagon a bit sooner. Damn, Sophie did the right thing when she divorced me.
Ah.
I would have divorced myself in her place.
So he took to drinking and she left him.
Noia, the bloody alcoholic. Chin up, you. That is Daniel Noia, the bloody ex-alcoholic, after all. Wake Publishers employee by day, Wake Publishers screwed over lackey by evening. Even Friday evenings. But if I could find Husher, I have a feeling my status at the company would rise quite a bit. After all, he is the publishing firm's biggest star. Let's cross our fingers and hope he's home.
He's probably home. He's probably also dead. The large 19th century colonial house property of Sebastian Husher, claimed professor and historical fiction author. It's a nice house. Doors open. Prelude, a Friday like any other. A tricycle. I didn't know Husher had kids. I guess he doesn't. Why take... Wait, what'd that say? Why take the side door when I could take the main one right there? Because it's a trap. Newspaper, that murderer they arrested about a week ago is on the front page. Hello?
Hello? Is that music? I'd better take a look.
Oh, it's the music box. Light source. Each character has their own light source. To turn it off and on, press right trigger or right stick. Once it's on, you can choose the direction you want to point the light. To do so, use the right stick. This will allow you to illuminate specific areas, also help you interact with objects. They might not be right in front of your character. Light source will never run out. Use as much as you need. Oh, okay. That's nice.
Is that someone playing a music box?
Arm seems disabled. A lot of clothes. Look, they're travel guides. Clock marks 12. Guess it needs fixing. That shows a lot of these framed pictures. The rest must be family, I guess. Those paintings are depressing and never put them in my place. Okay, judgy. That's weird. What are these suitcases for? Ah, he was trying to outrun his fate, I guess. The chessboard really suits the highbrow feel of this house. What a beauty. Must sound like an angel. Wait, can we actually play it? I think it needs tuning. It's been ages since I heard someone play. Look at all these bottles, I think, and to think they almost ruined my life. I mean... we all make choices. The plant's barely alive at all when the last time it was watered. History and art magazines, nothing against them, but they bore me to death. Your head is almost as big as I am. True. All these books were written by Hutcher. They must be first editions. That would be worth a lot of money. Respectable amount of books. Wonder who this is. History fiction. Fun to read, although I prefer the newspaper. If I break that, my grandsons will finish paying it off. Camera, or rather a fake camera. And this guy's even messier than I am. Mostly noir and police thrillers. Now these I like. Grammar and reference books, I guess these come in handy when Husher is writing. Books, books, and more books. Japanese swords. Anything from that country is popular now thanks to those stupid cartoons. Wow. Shots fired. Looks like this drawer is jammed shut. Guy over here taking shots at anime already. And I've only been playing for like 10 minutes. Ugh. Nice record player, looks vintage. Decorative fruit.
On that doorknob.
Porcelain, expensive porcelain kind. I guess they don't want anyone to think they're poor. Thanks for the extra 7 minutes. Yeah, I forgot until my ear started hurting, and then I was like, wait, why did my ear hurt? Covered in dust, where is everybody? Mirror's dirty. Okay, so we're back in the foyer. Means this should lead. Matchbox. Can't think of any reason to burn down the house yet. Wow. They're all covered in dust. This place hasn't been cleaned in days. Music's coming from the opposite direction. I need to find out whoever's playing. Oh, I know what. It's not a who that's playing. It's 100% a what. Documents and items. You found an examinable object. Inspect it to gain information by pressing A. Examine the backside. Use R. You can access your inventory and collected documents anytime by pressing right button. Dear Sebastian, how are you? And completely honest, I must admit that we are impatiently awaiting your latest work. My dear friend, I ask a favor of you. Close this letter, you will find one of the latest items I have purchased at the store. An ornate music box with fascinating engravings. Craftsmanship is astonishing, but something else has caught my eye, or perhaps I should say ear. The melody, Sebastian, it's peculiar. Yeah. You have to listen for yourself. I have never heard this song before, and my attempts at finding the score or name of a composer have failed. I cannot for the life of me, get that melody out of my head. Would you be willing to help me find any clues regarding this box and mysterious melody? I would be forever grateful. With warmest of wishes, Isaac Farber. Yes. I've enclosed a little information I managed to find in said box. A letter addressed to Sebastian Husher, 25 Thomas. Yeah. Okay.
Interesting. What the? How can there be a door there?
Classic music album. Yeah, that actually is a good question. Well, it seems like our good friend Daniel here is about to get real acquainted with Lovecraft. This guy likes to hunt. Okay, what did it say about Sophie? I'd have a fit if she saw this. Okay. Mistakes. I guess now we know why it's called Song of Horror.
I'd hardly taken a step forward when I heard the door close behind me. When I turned around, the door wasn't there anymore. And all that was left of it was a strange shadow on the wall. I searched. I despaired. And I screamed until my throat began to burn. The candles started to run out, as did the batteries in my torch. From within the most suffocating darkness, the hours went by, until turning into days, and I began to fall in and out of a restless sleep. I would hear voices, sometimes right next to me, other times a few yards away. It seemed like they were coming from the other side of the wall. Desperate cries, howling in horror, and sometimes, the worst of all, a vast, oppressive silence would fall, seeming to emanate from everywhere and nowhere all at once. There was nobody there, just hallucinations, nightmares, black nothingness, and the song from that music box. Trapped in this impossible place, I wondered if I was going to die there.
Okie dokie. Guess that's the end of the prelude.
Etienne, do you have any news on Daniel yet?
Oh, Sophie. No. We've been calling him at home all day, but there's no response. Do you know if he's got a mobile phone?
No, I don't think so. And if he does, he doesn't tend to keep it on him.
Oh, man. I think I should pass by the Husher place when I leave, just to see if they know anything.
Husher the writer? Your client?
Yeah. I sent Daniel over there on Friday, and I haven't heard from him since.
What's the address? I'm going to stop by Daniel's place, and if I don't find him, I can go around and ask about him.
The house on the outskirts of town, on Highway EB-15. Number 4, Abbott Thomas Road. It's a big house.
Okay. I'm headed over. Call me if you find him.
Of course. Same to you.
Okay, so it looks like we might be playing Sophie next. His wife and their 2 children and their housekeepers. Okay, so there's like 6 people living in the house. Oh, interesting. Okay, so we have 4 choices of people. So we have Sophie Van Den End, age 40, light source candle. Life has put Sophie to the test many times, but she always pulls through. It was thanks to the resilience that she summoned the strength to put an end to her failing marriage with Daniel. Sophie, who runs a well-known art gallery, is now enjoying her ever-elusive prosperity she has always longed for. Etten Bertrand, light source lighter, confident, self-made man, is the sales manager at Wake Publishing, is making him Daniel's direct supervisor. In his role as a personal assistant, Daniel has become somewhat of an errand boy, but we'll call him E. E is slowly giving him greater responsibilities. Although they love to complain about working together, they have grown fond of each other, developing a friendship outside of work that neither of them like to admit. Alexander Laskin. Alexander and his wife Masha are housekeepers at the Ryder Mansion. Watching over Arthur's children is one of their many household duties. The Russian couple of Christian faith moved to Europe in the 80s, an attempt to flee from a mysterious past that Alexander rarely, if ever, speaks about. Oh, he should have read. What is his special thing? Writing down anything important is the secret to remembering. Okay, he has a note folder. Metal hip flask. Take a good swig from the flask to soothe your nerves when danger lurks. Always worked for me. He has a candle. Alina Ramos. Flashlights. Passionate, hands down type of learner, but eager to get her hands dirty at work. Happy and energetic, she's traveled the world with her sister in search of a better life for them both. Now working as an electrical technician at the Monolith Security as a part of a highly qualified tech support team repairing high-end home security systems for the clients. Walkie-talkie. It doesn't work very well. It picks up a lot of weird interference. Alright, well, I guess we'll just start at the top. Sophie it is. Yeah, we beat Happy's Humble Burger Farm, but we've started a new game, which we didn't miss too much. Basically, the cutscene that started out the game is there was a guy whose music box was open, had some mist coming out of it. He rushes in to close it, and then another guy is sent to go find out what I'm guess happened to that guy. And then he finds a door that shouldn't exist, goes through the door and gets stuck. And now we're playing, I guess, a series of characters in hopes that we'll find him. Right now we are playing... Tricycle, it's wet and beginning to rust. Must have been here for days. We're playing Daniel, who's the guy who got trapped in the room. We're playing his ex-wife. Hope you'll be able to catch up. Well, you're caught up now. So. Who's ever been through a storm can hardly read a word. But yeah, we're playing Daniel's ex-wife, Sophie.
The door was open. Is there anybody home?
For alarm, how modern moat with crocodiles be fitting in the house. Goats hung up, somebody must be home often. Books in the foyer. You won't find me complaining. Clock's turn of the century, just lovely. The time isn't set properly. My dear eccentric husband, I left your key in the top drawer of your bureau in the library. The children have been very nervous lately. We talk about this as soon as you get back, and I don't want them playing with it. Old photos of family. Death marches. It's inspired prisoner transfers that took place in World War II. I wouldn't put them in my home. Yeah. Pile of suitcases. Can we go up the stairs? We can. Okay, well, let's... Matches. Okay. We have matches now. Dinner service covered in dust. Can't see anything that's covered in filth. Family photos, black and white. Dishes and books in the same little cupboard. Odd way of arranging things. Table's been set for 4. They appear never have eaten their meal. Porcelain fruit, candlesticks, and English tea set. All old and dusty. Door is locked shut. Okay. Upright piano, played when I was just a girl. Why does everybody play like the worst note you can play? Carving chess pieces, quite exquisite. Seeing so many bottles in place reminds me of Daniel and unpleasant times. Multiplan sometimes happens to mine when I go a lot to the gallery. History magazines, I actually subscribe to some of these. Never understood why people have to murder defenseless animals for sport. Okay, I need to find something first to get it lit. Okay. '18th century hush must deal with very choice collectors. Assuming I could spend weeks to an end at this library. Historical novels like the ones cheap wait, what does it say? Cheap entertainment, but it's devilishly addictive. Lovely camera, wait, it's only a replica. Okay. Cocktails Noir, oh, Psycho by Robert Bloch, enchanting. Olivetti from 1940s Hutcher's old-fashioned even when it comes to his work, though I admit it's quite lovely. Dictionaries, atlases, manuals, variety of languages like Hutcher does his research before writing. Hardly resist the temptation to take one of them. Lubricate it somehow. Japanese swords, both look authentic. I can imagine as museum pieces. Okay. So we need something to open a drawer. And we need that key to open the locked entrance to the study. I'm guessing we'll have to check upstairs. Why would you only bring a candle? Seems a little, like, a huge oversight. I guess we go upstairs.
I should take a look on this floor first.
Well, fine then. Oh, we couldn't go in here before. Greasy fingerprints all over the glass. It's guest bathroom. I guess we can try this door. I don't think we tried these doors before. Tears in the wind. Lovely, melancholy, macabre touches. I've started to think the same way about talk clients about work of art. Back suitcases. Oh, there's more to this downstairs than I was expecting. Wait, how does this door exist? Need a key to open it. Okay. Oh, I guess it goes under the stairs, maybe. Okay. Old bicycle. Love motorcycles, but never much scares to drive one because especially with Daniel telling me how dangerous they are. Rusty metal box. Fuses. It's screwed shut. Here's a boiler receiving no electricity to the rest of the house. Boiler function, upper panel. Press left button, central button, right button. In case of malfunction preventing correct boiler functioning, perform an emergency shutdown by keeping the blue button pressed for 4 seconds. This orderly pile of tools. But no flathead screwdriver. Okay. So we're getting an idea of like things we need to find. We need some sort of lubricant for the drawer. We need a flathead screwdriver for this box. And we need a key from the drawer. Really nothing else in here? Guess not. Hello? Now, can we go upstairs? No. We already went this way, right? Okay, so we're missing an item somewhere. Maybe there's some sort of like lard or something in the kitchen. Take up piano again sometime. Cool, I guess. I'm so slow, I just realized. Oh, yeah, it's fine. Neve gifted 10 subs to the channel last night. She's awesome like that. Okay, fit on the table if you're needing hiding. Okay, there's got to be something like in here, right? Oh.
There's something on the counter.
Metal ring. Bottom half of a key. Okay. Wire came out from under the sink. There's a wire there. Okay, well, we don't have a thing to do that with. Is this the pantry? Indeed. Oh, it was on the shelf. Preservative, cereal, dog food, no fresh food. Just lard, oil can. Okay, so this is the lubricant that we need. Apparently the spirit knows as well. Listening at doors. What was that noise? You better take a look before you go back out. Before you go back out. Press your ear against the door and walk up to it. When you see a listen icon, press and hold Y. If you're listening, pay attention to the sounds that come from the other side.
What was that?
Okay. Using your map. Oh, we do have a map. Seems the coast is clear. From now on, you can listen at what's happening on the other side of unexamined doors. Sometimes you might have the chance to do it with other doors as well. Pay attention to the icons when you're near one. Use your map to find your way around. It records every single place you've explored so far. To open it, press the left stick. It will be constantly updated with relevant information. Don't forget to check it once in a while. Well, thank you. Perfect. Okay. And it marks which ones are locked and where things are that we need to interact with. Helpful. Okay, we need to go this way. And then into the library. Oh, wait. Library's back this way. It's through the door that I was trying to listen at. Okie dokie. Let's use the oil on the drawer to get the key. Yes. Work like a charm. Master key is jammed in the... Open more than one door. Oh, okay. Hold on a drawer. I wonder what's in it. Haiku folder. Piece of a collectible. Reddish folder containing a bunch of papers. Okay. Cool. Alright. So now we've got that key. Check our map. Let's check, I guess, what's under the stairs, maybe?
The phone. Hello? Sorry, who is this? I can't understand you.
We can't leave my room.
What the? It sounded like a child. Is he in the house?
Okay, I believe... Yeah, this is a locked door here. Oh, it's locked from the inside. Okay. So then the only locked door we have is the one in the... No, there's the kitchen and the dining room both have locked doors. Okay. Oh, there's the screwdriver. Fuses. Labels, other mats, mess, cigarettes, book, glasses. There's a note where the door is. Julia, I saw another door yesterday. I was walking in the dining room, suddenly heard music from Daddy's music box. When I went and I saw the door, I went running to tell Mommy, but when I came back, it was gone. She scolded me for making things up. It's not fair. I was telling the truth. There was an old door here, different from the rest. It even had a key in the keyhole. If I see it again, I'll go inside and leave the door open. That way Mommy will believe me. I saw the weird door Julia said, the one that wasn't there before. Mommy was very angry and kept yelling at Julia. The door is scary. I will hide the key in the dollhouse, and I will hide the 5 dolls too. Even if they get mad at me, I will bring them out when Mommy and Julia forget about the door. One will be hungry, so her friend will make dinner for her. Another will read while Mom takes a shower. The ugly one will watch the door so nobody comes in. So we gotta collect dolls then? No tobacco, skulls. Skulls and walls. I understand Husher is old-fashioned, but this is sheer barbarism. Apparently is what that says. Record player, a piece of Vivaldi ready to play. More of a Chopin lover myself, but this isn't the worst choice. Okay. Uh-huh.
Daniel, is that you?
Something is trying to get in. Make sure the door does not open. To gather your strength, repeatedly press A. Once you feel strong enough to push and block the door, press right trigger. Oh, Jesus. That was an unexpected sequence. The door, being extra careful. Luckily, you made it this time. You're safe now, but don't let your guard down. Whatever that was could still be lurking in the shadows. Certain events will give you a chance to put your ear to the door in rooms you've already visited. Just remember to be extra careful. It might save your life.
Oh, God. What the hell just happened? What was pushing that door?
Okay, so don't go in there. Is there another way around? Okay, yeah. Oh, I meant to listen at that. Okay. We can't listen at that door. Can't listen at this door. I'm gonna see if this key works over here. Key fits the lock. Let's listen. Nope, nothing. Used to climb into empty wardrobes like this and play hide and seek as a girl. Much items piled up in any which way, it's impossible to get through. Oh dear. Firewood. Dead birdies, they were left here to die of thirst. What a monstrosity. Okay, so now we can head back to the big room. Wait, there's something on the refrigerator there. What is this?
Yes.
Drawing by Saul. Saul 7. Souvenir and list of errands. Date expired on some of those. All right. All right, so now we can put firewood. Wait. Wrong room. Wrong room. It's this way. Use up all the matches before trying to light a fire. Okay, so we need something else for that. It's probably upstairs, whatever it is. Upstairs we go. Something missing on this wall here. Moved a painting from the mark on the wall. I don't think they took it down long ago. Portrait from 1634. I'm not familiar with the artist or the subject. Streets are so calm. Yeah, I figured we were gonna be able to listen to this. Oh, doesn't sound like anything. Door is locked shut.
Yes.
Listen again. I think it's fine. Uh-oh.
That room looks really dark.
There's no electricity right now. Book on the table. Miniature caravel. Hi. Okay, so we need to get electricity going, which we already knew. That's what we have fuses for. Black and white photo. Image of Catherine, Husher's wife, and their children. Do not look at this photo. Sorry? How was I supposed to know? Alright, silence. Dishcloth. Oh, that's kind of cool. Feels like a cesspool. They've cleaned up filthy water with this thing. Okay. Mirror is rather dusty. All sorts of toiletries in here. Okay, so we have a rag. Wait, what was that? Mirror is rather dusty. Nothing. Okay.
Nope.
Can't get through this door. Okay. Where did this come from? Okay.
Huh.
Figurines and masks from faraway places. If I had the time, I'd travel like I used to. Let's see if I can convince Amelia Bernard. I heard a bang or something in there, but now it's quiet. Paintbrushes, acrylic, poorly sealed. Pieces from 1883 to 790. So they have an attic. Marks on the floor related to that trapdoor somehow. Okay. So we need a way into the attic. Can't Listen, at this door, I think this just takes us out to a balcony. No matter how much I feel about the floodlight, it'd be useless until I can turn it on. Tongs. Taking food out of the oven, yes. Not sure what we need tongs for, but... not sure. Okay, so we need wires. Oh, maybe the wire that's in the kitchen. Soil and fertilizer. Can I take this? There should be something to start a fire up here. If there's a grill up here, then there should be some like lighter fluid or something that we can use. Happy anniversary. Okay. Alright, so now we need to go around the corner here. What's this? Remote control.
Huh.
Okay, that'll be helpful, I guess. Lovely armchair surrounded by books. I wouldn't mind sitting down for a page or a few. Keep that table in mind if you need a spot to hide. Okay. Reference to medicine, physics, psychology. There's some art on here which I own. Actually, is quite the reference collection. Impressionist landscape from 1905. Spooky. That one got me a little bit. Only counting those contacts. Something's jamming. I believe it's a broken key. Broken piece of the king mess. Could I glue them together somehow? Do we have anything to glue things together with? Okay. Mainly African masks, some Indian. Oh, there's another room at the end of the other hallway. Down this way. Okay, so we found the other house key, we just need a glue.
Yes.
Dear Sebastian, I wanted to tell you firsthand that I'll be taking some much needed time off, which means the store will be closed as of tomorrow. I wanted you to hear it from me rather than read it on the sign on our door. My daughter is currently traveling. I must confess I can't keep up with everyday demands on my own, especially since I haven't been able to sleep well lately. As soon as she's back, we will open for business again. Rest assured you will be the first to know. I hope to feel better by then. Please give my warmest regards to your family. Sincerely, Isaac. Nothing. I'm gonna say that one of these times, and there's definitely gonna be something in there. Scaffold goes here. Elevation plan. Erect scaffolding, paint exterior, repair leaks, fix loose tiles, check old pipes. Nothing. Locked in a latch from...
Is there someone on the other side?
someone.
To get in there.
Hmm. I think I missed something in this room, maybe? Shows that there's another set of... Oh, never mind. I know why I missed it. Okay, so we can't get in there. Alright, so we have inventory, a remote control, a dirty cloth, some fuses, some grill tongs, haiku folder, a matchbox, and the bottom half of a key. I guess let's go downstairs back to the garage to see if we can open, unless it works on the attic. Maybe we can use it on the attic. The button. Did we look at this book? We did, okay. Okay. So it doesn't activate the attic. Let's see, is there anything else we can interact with up here? No, because we don't have a way of gluing the key. Oh, okay, so the eye with a cross out of it means that that's a place we can hide if we need to. Okay. In the dining room, in that area off the kitchen. I want to set the fire, but I don't seem to have anything that can... Can we use... Need something to get this wood to catch fire. Okay, so we need some sort of accelerant. My guess is maybe we can get something in the garage, like if we use the button in the garage to open the garage door, maybe we can go out the back and start exploring the back. Okay, well, I'm gonna take that as that's probably the right thing now. Nothing, I need to get the electricity back on. How does one do that? Where's the electricity? Oh, wait a second. There was the electricity in the kitchen. The wire? Maybe we can use the rag on it? Or the tongs. Like there's a few things we can do. Okay. I don't think that fixed anything. Hi. Maybe now it's not shorting out now that it's in water? So maybe now it works, or now we can get the boiler to work? Because I don't see like anything else to interact with.
Mm-mm.
Where? Maybe it's in the attic? Hmm. Oh man, my back. Okie dokie. We need to find a fuse box. My guess is it's in the attic. So unless we can use the tongs to reach the attic door, can't really think of it. We might have missed an item somewhere. I doubt it. We did a pretty good search. I'm gonna try using the tongs to reach the attic. To reach it with the tongs, I'll need something longer. Hmm. Tongs. Okay. I guess we'll just do a once over again. We'll just start at the top floor, do a once over, and see if we miss something. Okay. So we have a floodlight we can't do anything with. Got it. Go back to the room over here that there shouldn't be anything in. Okay. Nothing in there. Okay. We need something longer to reach the attic. Fair enough. We can't do anything with this door. And we can't do anything with this door. Nothing in there. The only door we haven't... The problem is I know if I try to go through this door, it's gonna absolutely kill me. Right? Because there's sounds through it. That's the only door we can go through that we haven't gone through. Alright, let's continue checking through the house. Go through here. Okay, nothing in there. A place to hide. And nothing else. Nothing in here. Nothing in here. What the devil? Okay. Nothing in here. We can't light that fire because we don't have anything to light it with. Okay. Swiftly running out of rooms. I think we're gonna just have to go in that shadow room, which is probably gonna get us killed. Can we, like, walk out the front door? Oh, we can. Oh. Maybe we can use the side gate here? Totally jammed. Probably hasn't been open in years. Okay, so no. Can we just leave? Finished car is here, so either he's inside the house or it broke down. Okay, no. But we can see the car, I guess. Yeah, I think we're just gonna have to face check that shadow door because I have no idea what we're supposed to do. Our interactables are light a fire, which we need accelerant for. Reach an attic, which we can't do. Glue a key together, which we can't do. And something with a battery. I'm guessing with wires. So the only option available to us is the door that has the shadow stuff in it, which will probably get us killed. So, I guess we're going upstairs. Shadow creature wins. We have checked everywhere. Every door. Wait, what? Wait, did we not try this door? We probably didn't try this door. Done, oh my god. We missed this door. Nothing in there. This is probably, yep, to the basement where the fuse box probably is. Ah! I saw the key symbol on the map, but I thought it was, I don't know. I thought it was somewhere else. Some good wines here, very good. Oh, here we go. To Julia, if you found this note, congratulations, you're one step closer to solving the puzzle I've prepared for you. I hope it keeps you entertained while I'm away. Hidden your favorite doll in the safe and change the combination. Since you aspire to become a detective when you grow up, it's a great chance to put your deduction skill. New combination as follows. The number of the street address. Saul's age, 7. The decade and year the canvas hanging upstairs right next to the... oh, we don't know where that is. So it's 4, 7, something, something. The painting that's missing is... Is that a hook thing that we can grab? What is this? Oh, that's the wines. Okay, never mind. East Asian vases. Ah, look what I found. Something's amiss. Okay. I need more instructions. Ah, here we go. No. Okay. So, we're following the wires. I'm so confused. So 25, okay. So 25. How are you supposed to know what to do here? We have 25, 20, 15, and 10. I don't understand this puzzle. There's no instructions. Okay, we might need to come back to that. There's this door over here. Oh, it's a wardrobe. Never mind. Put them in wrong, any, meeny, miny, mo won't cut it. Well, if you gave me more instructions. Okay, so let's see. How many combinations would there be? 10. That's one. Wow, that's. I'm trying to figure out how many combinations there would be. It'd be like what, 4 to the 4th? Something like that. Four, 7. Because the street address is 4. Saul's age is 7. Decade and year, and the canvas hanging upstairs right next to the staircase was painted, but I guess we gotta find that painting elsewhere. It's rounded. Okay, so now we know where we need to make progress at. We're missing information on the fuses. It's not clear on... Thank you. Rude. Okay. So now we know. We're looking for a round painting. It may be in the study upstairs. Alright. Round painting, round painting. I guess it's upstairs. It's this one here. Let's see, it's circular, so I don't think it's 34. I think it's something else. Okay, I'm not seeing any circular paintings. So we have 34 and we have 05. Not in here. We also need a hint for the fuse puzzle. Jesus Christ.
Is someone there?
Okay. So what were those? There was... It's not even got any lead in it? No, it doesn't. Okay, I'm just gonna have to take a note on my phone, I guess. Just gonna note down the last 2 of everything we run into, so... 34... 05... 83... 90... Just want to check that this was 05. Yes, okay. 05. I don't think if there was any other paintings that we saw. This one. Okay, so we have some numbers. $47, $34. Oh, 5. 83. 90. Okay. 45. Okay. I no, because we weren't able to find the right picture. And we also don't know how to do the fuse, so we're stuck on 2 puzzles. Because this one doesn't have any instructions whatsoever. See, the thing is there's the fuses on the left that are 25, 50, and 30, right? And they go up to the top. The blue one is connected just to the first one. Right, so actually blue, green, and red all connect to the first box. The second box has yellow and green go to it. And the third box has red and green. So if they line up with that, the 25 is the first one, right? Because that would go into the box, and if it goes out to the first one there, that's 25. The second one... Actually, that might not work. I don't understand this puzzle. There's absolutely no instructions. The hell? A hand just came out of this wardrobe. See, the problem is we need this on to basically do a bunch of things. I'm guessing one of those is to figure out the pictures, because we have to have access to the dolls. Anybody got any ideas? Because I'm really stumped. Like, obviously it has something to do with the color of the wires on this side. Right? So the green connects to all three of them. Right? So... if that's the case, it's probably the 10. And then the red connects to 2 of them. So that's probably the 15. But I don't know what to do with the 20 and 25. Oh, I figured it out. You had to, okay, so you had to basically figure out the wires connecting to the other side wasn't a huge deal, but you basically had to figure out how each box would basically be one of those fuses on the side. That was dumb. That was dumb. But it was based around the number of wires connected effectively. Okay.
Finally. Daniel, if you're here, I'm going to find you.
Okay, so that means we can finally go upstairs. There's gonna be a jump scare or something. We can finally go upstairs, turn on the light to that room, which will probably have the painting in it, which will give us the safe code. And maybe the glue or some accelerant. Like, I feel like we just... that's gonna be opening up so much for us. We can now use the garage door opener. Which actually, since we're on this floor, we might as well do. Oh, that's not the right way. We could also activate the boiler. Okay. Shut down, press the left button. Okay. We had something about that. Just swore we had something about that. Alright, we'll figure that out in a bit then. We need more instructions. There was something about pushing the blue button or holding the blue button for 4 seconds. Let's go upstairs. Also, I wonder if that goopy handle is no longer goopy now that the lights are on. No, looks like it's still goopy. It's all right so far, 6-0. I've having a little problem with the puzzles. The fuse puzzle wasn't very clear. So, but we figured it out. We pieced it together. Asha's recording of Husher Mansion Housekeeper, label released September 11th, 1998. Be recently, not gonna lie, the puzzles are hard, and yes, to your point, a lot of the puzzles aren't clear at all. Yeah, kinda figured, but...
I am starting to worry. A few days ago, Mrs. Catherine started sleeping in Saul's room with the children. She's been avoiding me lately.
Yes.
Oh, didn't mean to stop playing that.
I am starting to worry. A few days ago, Mrs. Catherine started sleeping in Saul's room with the children. She's been avoiding me lately. Is she ashamed of something? Alexander and I have lived in this house for 16 years, with her and Mr. Sebastian. We've seen their children grow since they were babies. I don't understand this sudden change in attitude. I saw her playing and reading with the children in the living room last night. They looked exhausted. I could hear it in their voices, but they wouldn't go to sleep. They seemed to be avoiding it.
Interesting.
I had a terrible nightmare last night. Something was lurking in the house. But in my attempt to escape, I couldn't find the main door. It was as if it didn't exist. Or as if I couldn't make it to the entrance hall. The strangest thing is that I don't remember waking up.
Okay. All things considered is undoubtedly the scariest game you've ever played. Really? I haven't been... Honestly, I haven't been too frightened. There's been a lot of the little psh scares, you know, just to get your attention kind of thing, but... Okay, so I've acquired the first doll. Ah, the darkness, hiding. Something terrible is drawing near. You need to hide before it's too late. Look around you and find a place where you can go undetected. Once you've interacted with the hiding place, it will appear on the map the following symbol. Time is short.
The wardrobe.
I'm trying. Oh, camera angle, stop.
Over there. The hiding place.
He's doing some weird things. Yes, I beat the 7th guest. It was really good. The puzzles. Keeping calm. You manage to hide the darkness, but worse yet to come, try to keep a level head. To calm down, follow the rhythm of your heartbeat by pressing right and left trigger when the border reaches the center of the circle. Don't let your heart beat too fast or you'll start to panic. Above all else, don't look at it. Okay. Yeah, 7th guess was pretty good. That
Real? Or am I imagining things?
the key was in the dollhouse. Okay, there was a note that we have. Hide the key in the dollhouse. I will hide 5 dolls too. Bring them out when mommy. One will be hungry, so her friend will make dinner for her. Another will read while her mom takes a shower. The ugly one will watch the door so nobody comes in. We're not sure which one we have. Okay, we don't know which one we have. Second drawing by Saul, done by Huster's youngest child. He's 7. Not even childhood memories could be as old as these toys. Okay, so that just gives us access to the big puzzle, which is collecting all the dolls. Okay, so that door got even worse. Okay. So we haven't really accomplished much. Do we have any new items? No. We actually have less items because we used some of them. Okay, so we know another doll's in the safe, and there's a photograph or a painting that's missing from the wall. And that's the painting we need. This one here. That's the painting we need to figure out the safe puzzle. And we went in here. This is where we found the first doll. And nothing else. Well, we found the recording as well, but... yeah. We're missing information on the boiler. Maybe now that the electricity is on, there's some stuff we can do down here. This electricity being on is a change in game state, so maybe just maybe there's something we couldn't see or interact with before that we can now. Oh, we also still need to find something to help us get to the attic. Still nothing in here. There's a light down here now. That does nothing for us. Okay. Still need to find a way to light the fireplace as well. Need some sort of accelerant. I feel like we're like on the cusp of being able to do stuff, but not sure what that is. I'm guessing we have to figure out the boiler. And then that'll let us use the garage door, which will open a new area, which will give us access to a bunch of stuff, probably. That's my guess currently. We'll have to figure out the boiler. Alright, so there was a little information on the wall over here about the boiler. Shut down is the left button. Start is the central button. Press emptying is the right button. In case of malfunction, preventing correct boiler functioning, you perform an emergency shutdown by keeping the blue button pressed for 4 seconds. Which is the one on the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh. Okay. I tried that earlier, it didn't work, so I guess maybe you had to read the sign first. Or read the sign again. Nope, not that way. There we go. Well, that was right. You did have to, oh, jumper cables, that's gonna be for the floodlight. Okay, so that's a little bit of progress. Not sure what the floodlight gets us. Folder's inside his car. Should I try to take the folder? Yes. Haiku folder 2. I'm guessing we can't see into the backyard without the floodlight, maybe? Oh, no, maybe the floodlight, because it's pointed towards the house. Maybe it'll knock away that shadow. Still feel like there's going to be something else out here that we need to grab. Soccer ball. Okay, we can't go that way, it doesn't look like. What is this? Barbecue reminds me of summer spent with Daniel and his aunt. Or aunt. Pick in a bucket used for gardening, I suppose. As opposed to what? Murdering people? Alright, where are we at? Oh, we don't know what this door leads to. This is a new door for us. Obviously, listen. Don't hear anything. Locked with a key. This must be the service door. Rare is a mansion that doesn't have one. Do we not? We do not have a key. Okay. So then my guess is we need to go back upstairs and turn that floodlight on. And maybe that'll allow us to get into that room. Slowly but surely making progress. Alright, don't be running up on any doors. I'm sure they're gonna get us spooked sometimes because we're making progress. Seems like every time we make a step forward, they have to have some sort of spook. Alright, just to double check, where are our hiding spots? Dining room, off the kitchen, playroom, and that's it. Okay. No, don't go back. Don't go back up the stairs. Go that way. Okay. All right. Go out here. Cause see, it's gonna shine right through that glass door right there. I'm guessing that's what we're gonna do. Okay. Use. There we go. You had to focus, unfocus, and then refocus. Okay. Easy enough. Well, whatever's in here, it does not want to be found. Listen first. Silence. Alright. Open sesame. Is this... Ah, of course, it's to a whole nother part of the house. It's to the bedrooms. Key. What's that say? Oh, that's to the servants' quarters. Okay. Nothing in there. Yeah, big time progress now. Never heard of these bands. I must be getting old. Filled with medals and trophies. Amusing poster of Through the Looking Glass.
Mommy's really scared. I'm scared too. She's broken all the mirrors.
I think that's glue right there.
And that song? I hear it everywhere. I wish we'd never listened to it. Something is watching us.
Alright, that should be glue. Alright, and that's a hiding spot. Whoa, whoa. That was cool. Nice. Anything out there? Nope, just the sound of our own heartbeat. Okay, so there's a little, like, alternate world thing going on there. Hello? Nope, okay. Ah. Another bathroom. Clogged. Ah, okay. We know what we need to use here. Tongs. Yeah, that would be nasty. What do we got? Ugh. That's the ugly doll. Found the ugly doll. The mirror is broken. Bookcase blocking the door. What the devil could have happened? Alright, listen in. Alright, we don't want to go in that door then. Not yet, at least. We have some progress we can make. We've got glue for the... Oh, crap. Wait, what? Out of here?
It finally stopped.
Okay. Probably had something to do with that back room. I thought it wanted us to hide. That was not very clear. Thankfully, it didn't look like it was coming after us, really. It was just messing with us. Alright, so now we can do glue. Oh, hold on. Combine that. Use that with the other half of the key. It's not how glue works. You'd have to have metal glue in order to do that. I don't think regular super glue would hold a key together, but what do I know? What is this? Okay, this is the hook for the attic. Expandable metal hook.
Huh.
That's for the attic. Sebastian, everything is falling apart. I don't know what is happening to my telephone, but I can't seem to reach you is why I'm writing this. As I do, I pray that it is not too late. Sebastian, do not listen to the music box. I repeat, do not listen to that music box. Something is wrong with that melody. I hear it over and over in my head while I walk, when I read, while I eat or sleep, even in my dreams. These are getting worse and worse. I feel observed, Sebastian. At first, it only happened in my dreams, and lately I also feel it while I'm awake, although I find it increasingly hard to tell the difference these days. There's something here with me, strange presence, in the halls behind each door I turn my back to. I don't know what's happening to me. I'm so sorry, my dear friend. I curse the day I sent you that box. Piles of papers. I'd rather not sift through them. Okay. So, finally made some progress. Good progress. We can hide under here if we need to. Ah! Yeah, I figured that was gonna happen.
Oh my god. That was almost the end of me.
Okay, so we've got quite a few things now. We can go down to the servants' quarters, we can go up to the attic. The attic's right here, so let's go ahead and head to the attic first. It extends. Why did you have to jump for that?
Although I'm not sure if I should be relieved, to be honest.
Alright. Into the attic. I don't like that. Yeah, we'll talk to you in just a second. Here's the painting. 98. The answer was 98. That's the painting from the hallway. It's also creepy. The reflection. Okay, so that's a reference to what's going on with the, like, off-world. Alright, let's walk towards this. Obviously, oh god, Daniel and I and things we did for. Oh.
Hey, Julie.
No. Look at her.
You okay?
Yeah, that's not. That haiku number 1?
What is this?
Husher's Haikus, collectible items. A series of small poems written by Sebastian Husser. Nobody knows what inspired them. A crying friend, a parting gift, but only if they're themselves. Faceless figure, a room of smoke and death, it guards the door. Ah!
What? Where did she go?
Easel.
Huh.
Afraid of heights, should I go out this window? No. Not yet. Not yet, at least. Okay. So... Afraid of heights, should I go out this window? Oh, I see. These two lead out probably, like, onto the street and you die, but the other one leads onto the roof, probably. We'll go out there when we need to. I'm sure we'll need to eventually, but... Let's go do the safe puzzle now that we have that. Because it was 98, so it should be 4798. And that'll give us the doll. And while we're down here, we can also use the servant's keys. Also, the mirrors are broken now. I don't know if you noticed that. There's another mirror in this hallway that's been broken. Nope, nope. Go back down the stairs, please. Thank you. You'll see it when we go over here. Another mirror has been broken. Right there. See? I need to go this way. And down to the basement to get the next doll. It said there's 5 of them. We currently have 3. We can also go into the servants' quarters. I'm guessing there'll be one in there. Or 790. 8. Yep. Okay. Yep, we got a doll in here. Odd doll inside the box. Green rag doll. Okay, there's another hiding spot at the other end of the basement. Not sure if we're gonna need it. Thought I heard crying back here, but I guess not. Okay. So, let's go to the servants' quarters. As long as I don't get stuck on the wall. There we go. Now we have to go through the garage, out the side, and then around to the servants' quarters. My guess is we'll have to get on the roof. Eventually. Did that open over here? No, it's just squeaky. Okay. Still need accelerant for the fireplace. Okay. Make sure we listen. Nothing. Okay. Silence. Oh, someone was in the window. Notes, odd jobs, and chores to do. How are we looking map-wise? Alright, so we can... Guess let's... 2 bottles of sleeping pills, 1 is empty. Guess we take it room by room. Nothing. Alexander, I wish you never had to find this note. I left the house, or at least I try. I pray that this is not the last time you hear from me. I haven't seen Miss Catherine or the children in days. Sometimes I hear them crying upstairs, but I never find them. They always seem to be in the room next door, even if the such room doesn't exist. There's something horrendous here and something that I can't describe. I barely dare to leave our room anymore. I have to go before it's too late. I love you, Masha. Oh, there's the doll. Orange rag doll. The Bible. I like fantasy stories, but between that and having to believe they're real is quite a leap of faith. Good joke. Sewing machine with a foot pedal. Okay. Nothing in there. We do have a wardrobe to hide in. Remember what difficulty you're playing this on? Whatever the default is. The one below the highest, which isn't unlocked by default, I don't think, so. It's whatever the third one is, the default one. Wait, can we look at this picture? We'll just in photos, okay. Yeah, Edgar Allan Poe, that's it. Because the hardest difficulty, which unlocks, is Lovecraft. Nothing, okay. Let's press. What is this? Should be accelerant.
Yes.
Universal thinner. Yeah. Cleaning solvent's enough to... Can't see below the surface. I don't... Okay.
Oh, thank God.
I guess that was just to freak us out. It wouldn't let me leave, so... I don't know if I want to reach into a below the surface, like, water thing. Okay. Let's unlatch this. Alright, we need to take a mental inventory. What do we got? We've got multiple dolls. We've got 3 dolls. We've got accelerant for the fire now. So let's go do that. Let's go... Let's go to the thing and create a fire. Could be right over here. Use the solvent. Use the matches. Okay. Not sure why we need that, but we have that now. So all we have is the 3 dolls. We're missing 1 doll. Yeah, we're just missing 1 doll. And there's 2 locations it can be. We have the water there. That's not what I want. Which I doubt it's in. And we have out the window. Those are the 2 locations we have left to interact with. I hate to reach into this water basin. I feel like we're gonna get got, but... It really sucked to get this far and then get got, but... Fortunately, I think that's largely out of our... Well, no, actually, there's one more place it could be. There's that room at the end of the hall there. Yeah, let's go check that room and see if it's still growling at us. Oh!
God damn it, that was close.
Okay, I'm gonna take that as my sign is not to mess with the water that's in there. How about that? Okay. Okay. Let's go to this hallway and see if that door is still growling at us. This is not the right room. Oh, I passed... I 100% ran past that door. Alright. This way. Alright, is this door still growling? Yes. Okay. So we do not want to go in there. Time to go jump out a window and die. Which I have feelings what's going to happen when we take one of these attic windows. Which again, I think it would be very, very poor design. If they have it to where it's just like, oh yeah, you could just insta-die in random locations after you've made a bunch of progress.
It's a good thing I'm not wearing high heels.
House building materials. Oh. Oh. Interesting. Telescope. Can we go to this door here? We can. What's in here? Table is right size to hide beneath. I wonder what's going to happen in here. Notes and souvenirs. There's a note over here. Doing pretty well so far. Thank you. Please come back. We can't leave the house. Master bed covered in dust. Where are we? Oh, master bedroom. Okay, I see. Oh, this is where we were hearing the crying from before. Ah, and there's the last doll we needed. So, that water was definitely danger mode. Nothing. Okay. Double check over here. What do we got here? Sebastian, I received the box again. I can't stand to look at it, but still I hear its music. After returning it to me, has anything changed? Do you feel better? If so, maybe I should do the same, don't you think? I should try to find the previous owner if that's even possible. Have you discovered anything? Please do tell me. I can't sleep or stay awake. I feel a presence. There's something here with me. Okay. But there was a... There is. Where's this other door at? Is it over here? Oh, here it is. Unlatched. Can't listen through it, so we'll just walk through it. Alright, so now we can go put all the dolls in their right place. And that should give us the key to the door that doesn't exist. In theory. Because that's what Saul said. Saul's like, he took the key from the door and hid it in the dollhouse. But you have to put the 5 dolls in the right order. It's Julia's room, right? No. It's the playroom across the hall. There's also gurgling in that last room, so, you know. I guess that room can just go do something else with itself. Okay. Alright, so now we need to find out where these go. Alright, creepy guards the door. Mom is in the shower. What else did the note say? I'll high five to even if they get mad at me. I'll bring them out. One will be hungry, so her friend will make dinner for her. Another will read while her mom takes a shower. Okay. You're gonna read. You'll be hungry. And you'll make dinner. There we go.
Yes.
Old key. Okay, so that is the key. Ah. That is the key to the hidden door. I believe. Seems out of place even for this house. Yeah. Okay. So it has to be the hidden door, because I believe that's what the note said too. Saul left the note that said, "The door is scary. I will hide the key in the dollhouse." Yeah, so we need to go back to that wall and use the key. I'm really good at this, struggle this chapter mightily. Huh. I mean, the game has done a good job of... Where were we going? Where... The library? No. Oh, it's the study. It's up that way. It does a good job of making sure you know the mechanics, you're near stuff that, at least for this first bit, that you're close enough to stuff that you can interact with to save yourself. Oh, hi.
My God, what is that thing?
I'm speechless. Aid us, save us, we are doomed. Okay, so the goop thing is in the room we need to go into. This mirror broken before. No, it was not. Okay, so we can't go in the room we want to go into. Faded piece of paper has mysteriously appeared in the Husher mansion. Now, if we go back in here and she's still hanging out. Not sure what that sound was. Okay. Maybe now we can go into the room? Because there's only one room that we haven't entered yet. And that's the one at the end of the hall. Technically, there's the one blocked by a bookcase too, but... Okay, so if it's down here, let's go check the room upstairs now. And see if we can go in there. Because the only other interactable we have is the nasty water that we can't see the bottom of, which may or may not get us eaten by a creature. So, because my hope is since she's downstairs now, whatever was in here is now gone. No. I really don't want to chance the water. But I'm not seeing any other options. Yeah, it's basically that room in the water. Let me know if you'd like a hint. Yeah, I will ask this before I just go over there. The water's gonna kill us, right? Like, I feel like that's what they build up to. I can't see the bottom. It's just gonna, like, snatch us into the water. That's the only hint I would like, is if it is indeed going to eat us. The water is a death trap. Yeah, thought so. Okay. That's what I figured. All right. There was a second part to the roof, but I don't think it led anywhere. Okay. We set off the alarm. It does. Ah! We can hide under the table. Okay.
Oh my God. That was almost the end of me.
water is a death trap. We can't get into the room because there's gurgling noises. And our only hint is aid us, save us, we are doomed. Can't go into that last room either. Oh wait, there's a trail here. Where's this trail go? Aha! I'm gonna go ahead and listen. I think there's something in there. Yeah, there's something in there. But we know how to get that way without going that way. We can go through the attic. Very quiet out there too. Wait, what? We can't go through the attic. We can't go through the door though. Because the door is... It's not as loud of a gurgle, but there's definitely something behind it. Maybe we need to go the other direction. Instead of going to where the hands lead, maybe go follow the trail. Oh, it's gone now. Interesting.
What is happening to that door?
Okay, we can't go that way. Gotcha. Nothing. Okay. Nothing in Julia's room. And just go in there. This still gurgling? The problem is that's crying. I'd really hate to die here, but that's crying, not gurgling. Here we go. Okay. Yeah. I should have won my instincts. That is really annoying. Anytime you hear a noise. Yeah. Well, the problem is with that one in particular, like, we didn't really have anything else to interact with because the place we wanted to go was blocked by noise. So that means we had to find somewhere else to interact, but we don't know what's changed. And I'm guessing now we just have to start all over again. Writing down personal item, okay. You can play as another character. Okay. But we don't... Okay. Lose all characters, then you have to replay the episode from the beginning. But what about, like, the key that we had? We don't keep that key, right? Losing character. Sadly, you lost one of your characters. When this happens, the victim is no longer part of the story. If you lose a character, every item in their inventory will drop to the ground. The location of these items will appear on your map. Oh, there we go. As long as you have playable characters, you progress the game will be saved. Be careful, if you lose them all, you'll have to restart the episode. I should have went with my instincts. I should have just left the door alone. I think... So, it's not bad that they drop their items. I think that's fine, because that means you're not really losing progress. It's just kind of more of an annoyance than anything else. But I honestly don't know where we're supposed to take this key, though. Like, we know where it goes. I just don't know how to engage with that. Don't even... Okay. Alright, so we know that's a trap. Alright. So we have the key. We've got a note folder. What does this do? What does a note folder help us with? Oh. Examine. haven't seen a single keyhole in the house big enough for a key like that. What am I missing? Also, I don't know why we lit the fire in the fireplace. We did that and got nothing out of it. Like, we're hearing the music. Maybe we're supposed to follow the music? Yeah, we found you upstairs. What is going on right now?
What's happening to the light?
This still goopy? Yes. The answer is yes, it's still goopy. Nothing. Nothing. Oh, hi.
Things are there.
I see what we're doing now. Bound, enslaved to its desire. That's what we're doing. We're looking through the house to find effigies, apparently. I'm gonna guess the little boy's in the basement. If I had to just take a big old guess on where that might be. Still gonna check everywhere, but... there's no way they don't take a chance to push us into the basement one last time. Okay, so that's what we're doing. We needed to find the wife, the daughter, and the son. So if I had followed my instincts, because my instinct was the game state has changed again, look around the house, probably would have been fine on that first character. Because basically, for those of you that may not be, may not know about game design, there's things called game states, which is where, like, you've progressed to this thing, so now the world has changed in reaction to the things you've done. So by finding her, now we can find the other things, right? And it does that periodically, where it'll change and add things to a place that's already existed. Alright, where are you at? I know you're down here. So, in the case of this game, what they expect you to do is explore the house again. Okay, so not in the basement.
Shit.
Rude? Can I not go up there now? I don't like you. All right, let's check outside first. Wait. Okay. Okay.
Damn, it's freezing. I can't just stand here. I need to move.
Why am I freezing?
Thank God, I was really freezing.
Nothing. Okay. Can you light your thing again, please? Your useless lighter? Alright, so we need to find... Still need to find the little boy effigy. It got cold when I got to this door, so I'm guessing that's my hint that he's not in here. Yeah, not gonna reach into that, thanks. Alright, so he must be upstairs. Although we could check the living room and the study again. Because we haven't checked that since we found the girl. I also need to check this bathroom. Okay. Not in the bathroom. Another broken mirror. Alright. Let's check. Let's check the living room. Just double check things, and then we'll check the study. And then we'll go upstairs. Because there's a number of rooms he could be in. Okie dokie. So not...
Door. Door. It's opening.
Oh! That'll wake you up.
God damn. Thank God I got it shut.
You through there? The answer was yes. Well, I'm kind of stuck in this room until you know, decide to take a hike, friend, so, you do that sooner rather than later. Wait, what does that say? These swords remind me of the cartoons my son watches. Wow. Alright, you gone now? Yes, okay. Thank God. Being rude and locking me in the study. Alright. Time to check upstairs. Could be in the servants' quarters or the bedroom upstairs. There's a few rooms it could be. We'll just start from one end of the house and work our way to the other. Probably in here. I had to take a large guess. Big ol' guess. Nope, not in here. Because the last one we're looking for is Saul, and Saul's room is the one that we got snatched in to begin with. With the crying in it. Guess we can check that room now that we've found 2 people. Maybe this room is clear. We'll just double check it. We know what's in store for us if we try to go in there where there's still Hi.
Oh
Is
my God.
that our hint? Was that the hint that we needed? Are you in here? No. That was just there to troll us. Nothing. Okay. High five on the wall. Alright. Okay, yep. That's still spooktastic, so we're gonna not go in there. Okay. So, not in here. We'll save the attic for last. Let's check out here. There was that happy anniversary card out here too. Okay. Doesn't seem like it's out here. So we have that little upstairs study over here to the left. There it is. Like this hideous thing come from. Help us make it pull us through. Okay, but that was the same one again. Hmm. That sounds like a trap. We can't listen on that door, though. Let's go to the attic. If you don't have the icon to listen, it's okay to go through. Even if it's crying? I don't need to listen to hear it. Okay. Poor thing's gone stiff.
What the hell? It crashed into the window.
It's fine. When we walked away and came back, it wasn't crying anymore, but it 100% had some crying noise. Oh, hi. Toss the dark one in the fire. Ah. Can we pick up that raven now? And now we know why the fire's there. Unless it means the key. Give me just a second. Alright. I might have to go here shortly. So we might have to finish up this chapter tomorrow. Alright, are you still doing things back here? Yep, you're still doing things. Throw the dark one in the fire. Aid us, save us, we are doomed. Bound and slave to its desire. Help us make it, pull us through, toss the dark one in the fire. Oh, not that door. Back off. Stay in my room. Stay out of here. Trying to do some work. Keep your hands to yourself.
Damn! Thank God I got it shut.
Okay, maybe now we can go into that room. That was originally, this one here. No. Guess let's... We need to go to the attic, I guess. Throw the dark one in the fire. Okay, well, we got the fire going. The dark one. Throw the dark one in the fire. I couldn't pick up the raven. Maybe the doll? There's that creepy doll in the dollhouse. Can we grab Senior Creepy out of the dollhouse? We can. I'll be taking that. Run on downstairs. High five! Thank you for that.
Jesus Christ, am I seeing things?
Uh-huh. Okay. We could listen to the doors. I was like, you gonna do that trick yet where you're just waiting on the other side of the door? Get on in there.
Much better. That doll was spooky.
Doll was spooky. Indeed. Okay, so now they're free, which means I can probably go in that room. Die doll, yeah. Yep, the light's on in here too. Yep. We were so close with our first character.
What the hell?
I guess we have to. I mean, that's the whole reason behind doing this. All right. Here we go. Don't go in there. Don't. Just yell from the top of the stairs. Just yell. No? Okay.
Where the heck am I? Ah!
The heck is this? Where am I? Guess we'll find out soon. Oh, hi. No, this can't be. Like a cult location? Daniel?
God, are you okay?
There's a mirror.
Help! I need some help down here.
Hey!
They finally found me. I was feverish, dehydrated, and terrified. But alive. I don't remember much about the ride to the hospital, but I did mumble a few questions about the music box. I had heard it. The endless, grim song it played wouldn't stop hammering in my just a hallucination. A mirage. I needed to rest. That was all. Just rest.
Yeah, go look at that. Oh, you're gonna have a goopy face, aren't you? Yep.
Where am I?
Hi, goopy face. Ooh, okay. We've made it to episode 2, Eerily Quiet. Unfortunately, that is 100% amount of time we have for today.